Everybody, Wagwan, Wagwan, Wagwan. You know you rocking with Lex, the author of Astrology, the Aesthetics of Astrology, and The Easy Complex, How to Finesse Your Reality. Two amazing books. Go on to easycomplex.com and pick up a copy of both of them right now. So everybody, today, I want to get into some more serious things. I want to get into work, discipline, structure, organization, government, being practical and reality based. Does that sound like Saturn? Does that sound like Saturn? When we talking about being disciplined and being gradual so you can focus and concentrate, sounds like Saturn to me. So everybody, let me open up a copy of Astrology and check out some of the key words for Saturn. Saturn governs discipline, regulation, restriction, marriage. Hold on. Do y'all see how we just started, right? And when you think about words like discipline, regulation, restriction, all of these things give Saturn a very serious, discipline, focus-based kind of tonality. When in Astrology, we akin Saturn to that disciplinarian, that school principal. We say that Saturn is the school principal of the zodiac, walking around the hallway, taking a critical look at things, because that's what Saturn does. Saturn deals with the seriousness, being concentrated, being focused, and when you are focused and disciplined, all of these things show that you are being a master at your work. And that is why Saturn is the final planet away from the sun. So to a degree, Saturn governs boundaries. Saturn governs structure. When it comes to boundaries, these deal with limitations, right? And restrictions. So when we think about things like marriage, right? Look, when it comes to marriage, you can't be thotting around no more. When it comes to Saturn, that is when the thotty behavior is over. When Saturn steps in the picture, you can't be a thought anymore. Why? Because Saturn deals with discipline, regulation, restriction, structure, government, law, the judicial system, which we'll get into soon, and your occupation. When it comes to your career and your desired field of choice, you cannot play around with your career. When it comes to your career, you should have structure, right? Whether you work in corporate, which is also something that deals with Capricorn, the corporate structure, the executive level. Saturn deals with executive order. And this is a part of your career. When it comes to your job, your career, your chosen field of endeavors, you have to be responsible. One of the key words for Saturn is also responsibility. When it comes to how you use your time, you have to be responsible, right? Now, in Astrology, all of the planets are karmic. The sun is karmic. The moon is karmic. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, the North Node, the South Node. All of these planets are karmic. All of them. Not just Saturn. But remember, Saturn disciplines through work and also balance, right? So an example of this is, look, you know that you got to do 50 push-ups a day or 50 sit-ups today to hit your desired target. But you only want to do 15. You only want to do 20. But then when you go to South Beach, you scared to take your shirt off. But if you was doing those 50 push-ups instead of that 15, you would have been able to take your shirt off on South Beach. But that's an example of how Saturn delivers discipline. Now, Saturn and Mars are fundamentally a bit masculine, but at times they can begin to sound synonymous because they both deal with the masculine expression and authority. Now, Saturn is a bit more authoritative because Saturn deals with the limitations. Saturn deals with the authorities. When you think about judges and people that work in government, they may have a very serious, stern disposition. Even people that work on a higher corporate level, that is also Capricorn. And when you're operating on that level, you got to be serious. You got to understand time, routine, and career, occupation. All of these things indicate a sense of responsibility and structure, right? So Saturn rules Capricorn. Saturn is exalted in Libra, and Saturn's detriment is in Cancer and Leo, and Saturn's fall is in Aries. Saturn also governs Aquarius as well, right? So the traditional rulers are of Capricorn and Aquarius is Saturn. Saturn is the only planet in the zodiac that is the natural ruler of two signs in such a consistent fashion. And that shows you that Saturn loves consistency. Why? Because this shows that you understand structure. This shows that you understand time. This shows that you may be great in your chosen career and your field of occupation because you have authority over your time to make the right decisions. And this is also why Saturn governs judges and Saturn also governs judgment. Yeah, I hope this is all making sense. Make sure you pick up a copy of Astrosthetics right now. Look, and you can get the Easy Complex too. Alright? But this Astrosthetic, listen, you get both of them. Just get both of the books. What you waiting for? Go on to easycomplex.com right now. You know you like what you're hearing. You know you're loving it actually. So let me keep reading.
Astrosthetics.
Saturn is the natural ruler of the 10th sign, Capricorn. Now, hold up. When it comes to the 10th sign, Capricorn, right? At the recording of this video, we're a few days away from Capricorn season. So, we have Mercury and Venus in Capricorn, and this deals with responsibility, patience in relationships, patience with finances, also structure in communication and goals. Mercury and Venus is in Capricorn. So when it comes to speaking to others, right, and learning from relationships, learning through dialogue and conversation, Capricorn, Mercury and Venus in Capricorn is showing us that relationships, because Venus is relationships, can bring us to an executive level. This is showing us that the relationships that we are in, we should be responsible, understanding the purpose around relationships. And when we are patient, this makes it easier for us to crystallize purpose, which is another keyword for Saturn, because Saturn deals with structure. When you put a crystal under a microscope, aren't we all amazed and we marvel at the structure? Then all of these things deal with Saturn. And as you heard, Saturn governs an earth sign, Capricorn. So this is why Saturn is so business astute. The earth signs are business astute. making critical decisions, thinking realistic. Saturn deals with reality on the highest level. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, and right after that we have Lord Saturn. So in a way, Saturn deals with having a kind of almost like a grand order, principalistic jurisdiction over the heavens, because Saturn deals with boundaries, right? Now, I don't think that there are limitations, right? But at the same time, we have to be responsible. Being responsible so that we understand the laws. And that's another keyword for Saturn, law. Because law deals with restriction and regulation. It's not saying that you can't do anything, but you want to stay in great divine balance. Saturn deals with balance. And when we stay in positive accordance with the laws around us, this is showing that we are being responsible. And look, check this out. Saturn is also the Grand Master, and he will challenge you to become the ultimate version of yourself. So this is like the responsible parent. And this is also guardians. Another keyword for Saturn is guardians, right? Because the guardians and our parents, they help us. Your parents might tell you, don't do that. And that is an act of discipline. Not disciplining you to limit you, but so that you stay safe. You stay in positive accordance with the laws governing you. So if your parents tell you, yo, don't do that, then sometimes listen to your parents. You know, and this is for the young children watching this, and even the older people watching this, because Saturn also deals with elders, right? It's about being responsible. And there's nothing wrong with being responsible, right? That may come across under the lines of being boring. Now, when we think of Saturn, remember we said Saturn is like that school principal. The principal don't be playing no games. It might come off a little boring when you begin to get serious and focused. When you start taking your higher aspirations a bit more serious, sometimes you may not want to have all the fun that you want. But within this, you have to be disciplined. You have to be balanced, because Saturn still moves. Even though we have a Saturn return every 27 to 30 beautiful years, Saturn is moving the whole entire time. But Saturn also deals with density. Therefore, Saturn is compacting as it moves. And this is also something that can benefit certain people. Being balanced, right? Moving with and in your authority. And this is also an exemplification of the status that you have within yourself. And this also shows why Saturn deals with mastery and structure. Saturn also deals with organization. When things are structured and uniform and compacted properly, they are structured. They are moving under, well, not under, but they are moving in positive accordance with the laws around them. And y'all see, all of these things are Saturnian in principle. But when we deal with Saturn, like, look, if a sign tells you don't touch the hot stove, why the fuck you gonna touch the hot stove? Don't touch the stove. That's the element of Saturn. The regulation and the rules, the boundaries. But these laws are there to keep things in chronological order. So this is why no matter what aspect of mythology you check out about Saturn, Saturn may come off very stern and disciplined. It may come off like a bit unemotional, but you have to put your mat down, and that's what Saturn does. Saturn puts that mat down. All right, but when you put your mat down, that's when you are showing that you are being disciplined in a positive way. You're saying, look, I know I got to get up early and I got to work out. And you do that. You don't do 20 minutes or 10 minutes. Look, if you want to do 10, 20 minutes, then go ahead. But if you know you want to work out for 45 minutes, 60 minutes, work out for 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Don't do 30 minutes, right? Don't do 15 minutes, and then when you go to South Beach, you don't want to take your shirt off. You feel me? But that's also why sometimes Saturn gets a weird little reputation, which is also another keyword for Saturn, because your reputation is exemplified by the road that you take when you're disciplining yourself. When you think about people that's like life coaches and motivational speakers, even fitness trainers, think about LeBron James. LeBron James, Capricorn. He get up every day. Y'all see the structure, the organization. And LeBron James is one of the, some people say the best basketball player of all time. Right? But that's showing you that taking pride in fitness, in routine, and health. Virgo and Capricorn trying each other. When it comes to health, you gotta be structured, right? You gotta, sometimes you might want to eat once a day, 3 times a day, understanding your calorie intake, and all of these things are in a way Saturnian. Being disciplined with your approach, right? Understanding when to get excited and when to keep focused, because that's what focus is about. And when you're focused, you gotta be dense with your focus, right? You can't be focusing there. You gotta have a compacted focus. And who knows, maybe that might help you with manifesting things, right? But you have to be responsible. You don't want to get tunnel vision when there's an ever expansive universe around you. You don't have to do that. And that's another aspect of Saturn. Being responsible with the restrictions that you're around. Understanding when should you push the limit a little bit. Right? But Saturn deals with gradual growth. And this is why Saturn deals with eldership and maturity. And the older, the more beautiful you get, you naturally become more responsible. Right? You're still yourself, right? You're still you, you're still great, and you're still amazing, but you're maturing. Getting more serious about certain things, understanding the deep values, the structure there. All of these things show maturity and mastery in the perspective, and that is one of Saturn's main jobs, or one of Saturn's main roles, to assist you in becoming the greatest version of yourself. And you got to be responsible. For the young ones watching this, your parents may tell you, no, come home that day, study. Saturn also deals with schools and education, right? The structure. And Saturn, it also deals with achievements. When you study, sometimes you may not want to study. You may not want to go to the gym. You may not want to get up every day and do what you know you have to do. But that is, Saturn is gonna make you do it. And that's why we love Saturn. Right? And when you do things like this, because look, Saturn moves at a slow pace. You could say what you want about Saturn, but Saturn is very comfortable. Saturn be chilling, moving very slow and very gradual, because Saturn is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. But it's interesting, it governs Capricorn and Aquarius. It governs an earth sign and an air sign. And we'll also get into that in our next video. So y'all know a part 2 coming, a part 2. Alright? So y'all know I wanted to go in on this video for y'all. And big shout out to Saturn, that great beautiful planet Saturn. We not gonna let y'all give Saturn a weird reputation. Alright? We gonna be responsible and we gonna deal with Saturn properly. Alright? And look, make sure y'all pick up a copy of Astrology, the aesthetics of astrology right now. Alright? Because you know you love this video. So make sure you like it and leave a comment below. Alright? Have a great day and I hope you enjoyed this once again. Lex, out of here. Peace.